Around 5.45 million people from other countries visited the Philippines in 2023, and this exceeds the tourism department's target of 4.8 million international visitors from January 1st to December 31st of 2023. Of this number, Tourism Secretary Christina Frasco says almost 92% were foreigners, while the remaining were overseas Filipinos. The main source of international visitors were South Korea, followed by the US, Japan, Australia, and China. Ms. Frasco also says the figure translated to 480 billion pesos in international tourism receipts. The Tourism Department has set its 2024 goal of 7.7 million foreign tourist arrivals in the country by year's end. To share with us his insights, joining us now via Zoom from Boracay Island is Tourism Congress of the Philippines Vice President for the Visayas, Peter Tay. Peter, thank you so much for joining us. You are joining us from Paradise, one of the best beaches in the world. How significant is this tourism arrival number of 5.45 million?
Well, it's very significant, and I'm glad that we actually supersede the target of 4.8 million. So I'm very glad that the tourism department, the Department of Tourism that make it, and we got 5.4 million. And I believe that this number will be easily, supersede for 2024.
All right, the target
positive.
for 2024 is 7.7 million. But did these numbers of 5.45 million with tourism receipts of 480 billion pesos help create more jobs for our kababayans in the tourism industry?
Of course, it does. It do really surely create a lot of jobs for the industry. So I'm glad that with this number going up, we will be hiring more staff. Many establishments will be hiring more people to handle the influx of tourists in the country.
How many percent increase in new tourism jobs did we see in 2023?
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
How many more jobs were created in the tourism industry, Peter, in 2023 compared to 2022?
Well, I don't have the number, but I can say is because of the increase in tourists, definitely all these establishments will have to need the support of all these different professionals, different staff to help to support the tourist arrival.
Mm-hmm. And what does it say about the country's local tourism industry? Are we now back to pre-pandemic levels?
Well, improvement. There's still a lot of room for improvement. We are still, the numbers is still below the pre-pandemic. In 2019, for example, we got a number of 8.6 million. Yeah. So we are still a lot of rooms for improvement, I would say. Yep.
All right. So pre-pandemic levels, 8.6. Target for next year.
In 2019, yes.
In 2019, I'm sorry. In 2019, 8.6. The target for this year is 7.7. And of course, 5.45 in 2023. Could these numbers have been much better if it were not from the controversies, Peter, such as the airport power issues, poor airline services, and the controversial Love PH campaign?
That's right. Of course, these are also factors that we have to consider. If the government were to continue with the infrastructure improvement and the connectivity in all these different places, I can see that a number can be easily superseded. Yeah. And of course, if the government can also look at what the neighbor countries are doing, such as the ease of travel. For example, there are some countries that's already opening up with this free visa, and there are also countries that allow visa upon arrival. So if the government were to look into these different ways and means to welcome tourists, that would be a very good, positive days ahead.
All right, a lot of best practices that we can learn from our ASEAN neighbors. As you mentioned, free visas and visas for approval upon arrival. And of course, we are very happy with this 5.45 million arrivals. But how does this compare with our ASEAN neighbors, such as Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Indonesia. Are we at par with them in terms of tourism arrivals?
Fortunately, well, there are still a lot of room for improvement. Let me say in Thailand, they have, for 2023, they have 24.5 million. And Malaysia is 19.1 million. And Singapore, being a small country, they have 11.3 million. And Indonesia is 7.4 million, and we are behind. We got 5.4 million for 2023. And when I look at their expectation for 2024, it is actually very much high. And I always believe and positive about the tourism in the Philippines because we have so much more to offer them, to offer to our tourists. So I believe that our number can easily hit more than 7.7 million.
That's right, 7.7 million. And, taking a look at the specific numbers and the data from the ASEAN Tourism Research, even Vietnam and Cambodia, Peter, are ahead of us in terms of tourism arrivals. And you are a Singaporean yourself who has lived here in the country for more than 20 years. We really have to learn the best practices from other countries and liberalize our tourism rules and regulations to be able to attract more visitors into the country.
Yeah, so like for example, in 2023, under the leadership of our lovely Secretary Christina Frasco, we were able to secure 4 major awards in 2023, such as the World Leading City Destination, which is Manila, the World Leading Diving Destination. There are many diving destinations in the Philippines. And we also got the World Leading Beach Destination. We have we don't only have Boracay, but we have also many other beautiful beaches such as Bohol and many other. And we also got the Global Tourism Resilience Award. In 2023 itself, we've got four major awards. Yeah,
we've won so many awards, and you are in one destination that is the best in the world, which is Boracay. You also have Coron in Palawan. We have more than 7,600 islands. What is basically hampering the entry of more tourists into the country? Is it peace and order? Is it the bureaucracy? What is the issue? Infrastructure? What is the main problem?
Well, there are different things to look at, but I always say that, I always encourage people, the campaign that the Secretary came out, the Love the Philippines campaign, is a very good campaign where we are encouraging to love the Philippines, visit the Philippines again. So this is a campaign which I see that is very positive for the tourism industry itself, because I myself, I've been traveling to different Asia countries in 2023, Malaysia, Taiwan, even different parts of China, to promote the Philippines. And I always tell them that there is so much things to love about the Philippines.
Yes, so much to love about the Philippines. But one other problem which we are experiencing right now is internet connectivity. And I think that is also one of the problems why a lot of tourists are not also visiting the country. What about our Ninoy Aquino International Airport? It will be privatized, upgraded, and retrofitted. How important is that for Philippine tourism?
I would say it's a good direction that the government may look into this so that we can provide more conducive airport, more comfort. So if they are not able to handle, perhaps by having a private partnership, it could actually help to improve the airport and provide a better experience for all the tourists coming to the country.
So what are the travel trends are you looking at, especially by the Tourism Congress of the Philippines for 2024? Will more Filipinos continue to travel around the archipelago, or are we going to see more of them travel overseas? And will more Americans, South Koreans, Chinese, Thais, Singaporeans visit the Philippines?
With this pandemic, a lot of people was being locked down for 2.5 years. So we are still in the recovery stage. And I can say that more people are still eager to travel. And of course, Philippines has so much to offer. And I can see that many free and easy travelers will be heading to Singapore, to the Philippines. as long as there is an ease of travel, and as long as perhaps the government can look at all the different options that what the neighbor countries are offering. Like I mentioned, the visa upon arrival and the free visa. And I can say that for tourists that are heading to the Philippines, do look up for the Department of Tourism website and look for accredited establishment to deal with. Because these days, I would say there's a lot of scam going on. So it's good to look for established or well-known tour operator or travel agencies.
Well, thank you so much for your insights on the tourism industry in the Philippines, and hoping we will surpass that 7.7 million arrivals, which is targeted by the Department of Tourism for 2024. Peter Tay, Tourism Congress of the Philippines Vice President for the Visayas, joining us from Boracay Island.